Right. Let's see here. All right. All right, guys. So this is my last night at my parents'. Should I? All right. If my phone gets to 15%, I'm gonna put it on the charger. It's at 22%. How's it at 22%? Barely used it today. Hmm. On to Denver next, and we're gonna win that also. That's on Friday, right? Everyone happier today. I know, right? Everyone was crazy last game, bro. People were losing their minds. I will say there is a difference between Wemby last game and this one. Give me a second. Hold on, Mikasa. Look out. Yeah, there's a big difference between Wemby this game and last game. Not gonna lie, when Sohan out, we just seem to do better. That's a fallacy. It's actually not true. Spurs were hot for 500 before Wemby. I mean, before Sohan came back. That's not true. Sohan fits the team pretty well. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, my friend. I don't know if I'll be on here. I don't want to be on longer than an hour. I really want to eat something. I'm really eating today. But definitely want to talk about this game. Maybe we'll take a look at some press conferences and get on out of here. And I'll go live again Thursday night because I'll actually be back in my apartment. So we'll have our normal setup again. And then next time I'm actually like on the road or at my parents or whatnot, I'll bring a mic and I'll bring a head or webcam because this is just the PC's webcam, laptop webcam. You can tell it's not that great. So we'll figure something out. Can we trade for sale? Of course we can trade for sale. If you do it, you better do it for something good. Just so he can stay a starter though. Look, the Spurs don't right now with this roster. Undoubtedly, yes. Um, we'll wait and see what our roster looks like next season because that's really when things start cranking up, right? Right now, yeah, they're fighting for the playoffs. They're going to try their best, but this a lot of people on this roster isn't going to be here later, right? Like, let's just be real. A lot of them are going to be gone. And next season we'll have a better idea of like what the future of the Spurs looks like. Who's going to be leading us to these championships? You need one more draft. Um, but as of right now, yeah, I don't see any legitimate reason not to start Sohan. More minutes for Steph Castle. He actually had a good game. Okay, so let's not beat around the bush here. Hold on. Give me a second. All right, so how do I normally do this? I think I bring it over here. Get slightly larger. There we go. All right, let me see if I can make sure you guys can see that. All right, let's see. Can you see that? You can't. If I do that, can you see that? I had to literally bring up a new thing for you to see it. Let's trade Wemby for Chet. Yeah, just make a bunch of trades, nonsensical trades. Just make a bunch of them. Why not? I hate that people are so negative towards Sohan, ignoring everything he does well. It's so annoying, dude. And it's always going to be like this, by the way. If the Spurs lose a playoff series, it's always going to be a conversation because his archetype is not appreciated like other archetypes are. You don't know what you're missing until it's gone, type of deal with Sohan. If he was just a pure scorer and that's all he did, people would love him, even if his defense wasn't that great. If he was a slasher and he gave you a couple posters or a poster a game, people would love him. If he was just a shot blocker, people would love him. But the type of player he is so nuanced. He's not necessarily somebody that's going to like fill up the stat sheet. You know what I mean? It's just not like that. Sometimes he will, but it's just not like that. All right. You said was Sohan hurt? I'm not quite sure what happened here. I actually like Sohan now. That's good. Oh, that's good. Don Johnson, you were really harsh on Sohan before. Everyone hated Sohan Wolves game, and now they like him. You just gotta trust in Sohan. You gotta not worry about. It was one missed shot at the end of the game. Yes, offensively he wasn't the best. Stop thinking of him that way. I wish people would not look at Sohan that way. Like, get off of the idea of him being like some high value scorer, right? We're gonna have games where he looks impressive. He's gonna have games where um he has some sparks where he just goes off. Of course, he's gonna have those games, but expect him not to contribute. He contributes offensively, but expect him not to contribute as in like points wise, right? He's more of a connector. Um, that's just who he is. He's not somebody that we're going to give him the ball necessarily and say go to work unless it's just an obvious mismatch. He's just not that type of player. That is fine. So, and is the second best player on the Spurs? Yeah, yeah, he is. Just stop hating on KJ. Play better defense. I don't know what to tell you. A few days ago, casuals were cursing Sohan. Now, some of the casuals were saying prayers. Yeah, I have no idea. Did Sohan get hurt, y'all? And if so, what quarter was it? Because I was completely missed that. Yes, he got hurt. What quarter did he get hurt in? Tweaked his lower back. It was the second? How did I miss that? End of the second. Oh yeah, I didn't catch the end of the second. Around the end of the second. Yeah, we were like murdering them, and then I was helping my parents put up a TV, and then I went into the third, and I was just like, okay, I guess we're beating them so bad, we're just not gonna see Sohan. I wasn't watching or listening to the Spurs commentator. So Sohan got hurt. Is it bad? Okay, Sohan was questionable to return during the game, so that's a good thing. How bad was it? Got hurt playing against the Clippers again. The Clippers commentary team were actually good. Okay, you guys are actually giving me some news. Oh yeah, there's a lot of idiotic comments. You type in Jeremy Sohan on Twitter, and it's like Jeremy Sohan tried to save the day last game. It's like, dude, it was just a busted play. Like I don't know what to tell you. Let's see. Sohan having a lower back soreness after this dunk. He didn't start the second half. Let's see. That dunk? Oh, that's why I missed it. It wasn't like a big injury. Yeah, he just oh, oh. What happened there? He looked fine. That's weird. No, that's why I missed it because it was like literally nothing. Tom Osborne, low back, is out for the remainder of the game. It was against the Clippers in early November. The fractured the left thumb. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Jeremy Jones will miss the rest of tonight's game. Da, da, da. He literally just typed this. Hmm, okay. Guess we don't have any updates on that. That is strange. Landed awkwardly off a hyperextension. Is that what it is? Ugh. Okay. It doesn't look that bad though. That dunk? Oh man. Yeah, it was like nothing. He was clamping Harden. Jeremy Sohan is consistently good, regardless of what, the stat sheet shows you. Okay. And when I say stat sheet, I mean just overall field goal percentage. But it's more to it. He's not somebody that's gonna give you like 10 blocks in a game, right? But his contests are very good. He's a preventative or Wemby is a preventative measure. What am I saying? A previv a pre, for, I can't talk, guys. Victor Wembanyama will prevent you from even wanting to score. Jeremy Sohan is going to highly contest everything you attempt to shoot. It's a nice little one-two punch, and I guarantee you, there's a lot on the stat sheet, and not stat sheet. There's a lot on the um, um, I can't speak tonight. I'm a little sleepy. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Um, what's the sheet that teams get? I'm blanking. Scouting report. Good God. There's a lot of stuff on the scouting report, um, positive towards Jeremy Sohan. I forgot what team it was. It was a team recently that talked about that, or that he talked about that. They asked Sohan about some of the things they put on the stat sheet about him, or not the stat sheet. Oh my God. Anyways, all right, cool. All right, let's go through this game. Let's go through this game. So our San Antonio Spurs murdered the Clippers. I mean, it wasn't even close. No part of this game felt close whatsoever. They handled business all the way through. Defense was great all the way through. Offense was great all the way through. It was kind of ridiculous. Um, and this was beyond the typical beat the team that you're supposed to beat, right? The Clippers currently, or before playing us, were 19 and 13. Not the best in the world, but what did that make them? Fifth? They fifth in the NBA right now? You see, NBA standings. Fifth in the West, sixth in the West. Okay, yeah, where they? I think they were fifth. I think. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Anyways, it was absolutely impressive. So this wasn't even a situation of beat the team you're supposed to beat, right? This wasn't going against the Trailblazers and beating them by 40 or the Jazz or Pelicans and beating them by 40. This was a team that currently is in the playoffs. Um, and let's see. I don't know if they were on any type of streak, were they? No, not really. They were a 3-game winning streak. Um, But this was ridiculous. I mean, they just absolutely annihilated them. And this might have been the Clippers' lowest scoring game this season. They scored 144 December 16th. Let's see. Oh no, no, no. The Timberwolves also did a great job on them. So we had them only score 86, and then against the Timberwolves they scored 80. So but one of their lowest performing games this season, by far. So the Spurs did a great job in all facets. of the game here. And one thing that I saw, and I don't know if we even should go through every single player because honestly, guys, everyone did great. I think everyone did great. I end up missing. So people in the chat that were like so kind towards Sohan, I completely missed that he got hurt. I realized he wasn't in the game in the second half, and I just thought, oh, okay, well, Spurs giving some other guys some time, and we already beating them by 100 points. Why not? But yeah, I did not know what was going on. So yeah, so apparently Jeremy Sohan, his dunk during the second quarter didn't look like anything was wrong. The chat seems to believe that he might have hyperextended it. It's probably not that bad, but we'll wait and see. Knowing the Spurs, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see him for at least a couple games. But we don't have any news on it thus far. So we didn't really get to see a lot of Sohan, but he did do a great job defensively, as he always does. Um, Everyone just did really well, man. But I think one of the differences, um, hold on, where's the, okay. Yeah, sorry, I was trying to, okay. Yeah, I was trying to make sure, yeah, everyone literally played, huh? So one of the biggest differences in this game that I think that was missing last game, and what's been missing actually a lot of these games, is the versatility of Wemby scoring, right? He was hitting them everywhere. I mean, it was kind of crazy. There was no spot on the court that they could stop Wemby. He could get you in the paint. He can get you in mid range. He hit 1 3, but I'm actually happy that he didn't put up like 14 threes, right? I just feel like we're letting teams off easy. Now, sometimes Victor, I mean, he's shooting at a good percentage, a good clip from three. Like I think it's like 36% right now. Um, so I'm not gonna say like he's a bad shooter. Obviously, Victor Wembanyama is a good shooter, but I do think that we're letting teams off easy when he just settles for threes, when he just jacks up threes sometimes. Let me see. Yep, 36%. So he's shooting 36%. He's definitely an improved shooter from three, but and even from free throw percentage. Overall, he's just improved. But yeah, you're letting him off easy. Don't just sit there and jack up threes. Get into the paint, put some pressure on them, force them to close in, and demoralize them a little bit. It hurts. It hurts your ego, man, when you literally can't stop somebody. If they're just settling for threes, you kind of feeling yourself a little bit. You're like, he's not going to hit all of them. And last game, I thought against the Timberwolves, they just out physicality. That's not a word. They were just more physical with us than we were with them, and they bullied Victor at times, right? But I like the fact that in this game he was shooting around the paint, he was shooting mid-range shots. It was good. It was good. His mid-range game is getting better. When I think about Victor, man, I think back on the exhibition game against the G League. I don't know if you guys remember that. You should go back and watch those highlights. And you could see just how destructive he is on that court. And he wasn't just jacking up threes. He can hit you in every aspect. Anything that you could think of, he was hitting you with it. It was nasty, and I think that that's where his strength really lies. If he can just attack a little bit more, don't let them off easy. That just really bothered me last game, where especially at the end, where he shot like four threes or he attempted four threes in the last 4 minutes. No reason in doing that in a close game. You're letting them off easy. Um, But yeah, I don't think there's anybody I really need to focus in on. We got to see a really nice alley oop dunk by City Sissoko, so that was cool. Oh no no no! Actually, this is a big deal. Steph Castle got his minutes, right? I mean, we were destroying them so bad till I don't know if this is an indication that we're good now or if Mitch Johnson's still going to kind of hold off a little bit. That last game, I know people were pretty upset that he had four or that he only played 8 minutes, which I completely got. And I said last live stream too that I wanted to see him just kind of learn from those mistakes. And I think as the game goes on, he just gets better. Um, but I also understood that, hey, you're trying to win a game right now, right? And you can't have 5 or 4 turnovers in 8 minutes. Like you're borderline unplayable at that point. So, we can't value, or at least the Spurs right now aren't necessarily valuing um, development over, winning or trying to get to the playoffs, and that's fine. I think they kind of go hand in hand at a time, right? Even him not playing in that game, I think that builds character. I know that seems a little cliche, but I think it does. And the fact that the team as a whole, and as bad as we talk about Zach Collins, I do like the fact that Zach Collins said the other day that, hey, I don't care if I play or not. I just want to be able to contribute to the team. I think that overall it does build character amongst our players, and just because you played well last week doesn't necessarily mean that we can use you this week. And that's I don't know. I think that's good. I think that's a good thing. I'm totally cool with it. Castle is a way better main lineup option than Vassell. Yeah, we didn't talk about Vassell. Vassell, man, he's off, guys. When I said that I was worried, um, yeah, maybe those worries, man, are kind of still there. He did have 3 steals, so that's good. Um, yeah, in a game where you win by 40 or basically 40, and Devin Vassell didn't even give you 10 points, it's rough. Dev needs to hit the 6-man role. Maybe. Everybody played tonight. We were able to. The fourth quarter, Mitch just put everyone in. He was like, screw it. He sat our starters and just go ahead and finish that game off strong. We got to see some Mamu action, so that was cool. Vassell never got any better from last season. Not to be negative towards Devin. Let's see. All right, so it's only been, all right, to be fair, it's about 6 minutes less than last season. I mean, I know that doesn't make up for this discrepancy. Not really, but still. His 3-point percentage did go up, getting almost as much threes per game, and it did go up. Field goal percentage overall went down. I don't know. I don't think we have a big enough sample size. We're really going to have to. If the Spurs hold on to Devin and they don't trade him for a potential De'Aaron Fox pick, we need to come back to this because this could improve. But yeah, it's been strange. It's been a little strange, man. Let's look at these last games here. So Minnesota, he went 8 for 14. Not bad, any stretch of the imagination. Obviously, 43% from three. He looked good. He looked good. But a big majority of these games, inconsistency has been Devin Vassell's middle name. You just never know what you're going to get out of him. He'll be fine. Yeah, I'm not panicking. I'm not panicking. In the worst case scenario, you keep Devin Vassell and like he's a phenomenal third to fourth option, right? Offensively. Like that's fine. It's just that he's not a second option, and that's what the Spurs are kind of banking on right now. We don't really have a choice. As far as scoring talent, he's the second best. Actually, his shooting talent, I think he's the best, honestly. The scoring talent, he's like the second best on the team. So it's, you have to lean on him. But if you were to keep him and you were able to get somebody that can, score at a more consistent level, some lottery pick, you'll be fine. You'll be totally fine. Dev in place for KJ as 6-man. Sure. Third or fourth? Yes, third or fourth. Yeah. Third is being generous, honestly. But him as a fourth is crazy. Like that's crazy depth. Devin Vassell, I really do mean this. If you keep Devin Vassell, he will save certain um playoff series, or at least I won't say the whole series, but he'll definitely save some playoff games, right? Because there's going to be a time where Victor's off in the playoffs. It's going to happen, and someone else is off, and maybe a third player's off. They're not playing as well as they could, and Devin Vassell comes in off the bench and just like destroys you. Yeah, pay cut Dev. He already has a really good contract though. No fourth option makes 29 million though. Well, beg to differ. Look at this. The Celtics contracts look crazy over the next few years, man. I wouldn't say Derek White is a third option. I would say he's a fourth option, right? He's about to make 30 next season. 20 million max. Boston has that money though. Yeah, and they got a very established team too, where they feel comfortable doing this with their play. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. Um, but yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if anyone on our team takes any type of pay cut if they have to. I just don't. I just wouldn't be that shocked. Anyways, anyways, yeah. So everyone did great. I don't really have any thoughts on anything, right? Um, Spurs absolutely destroyed the Clippers. Uh, you guys want me to mention Keldon? I'm sure Keldon did fine. You know, I don't have to harp on his team defense. We all know, but he did fine. He did good. He's always the best in transition. I thought he did good. He did good. Everyone did good. This is nice. This was a really good win for our Spurs. So next game, is it at home or is it on the road? All right, it's at Denver. The Spurs really need away games, man. Their recent away games have not been the best. We went on a stretch in which we lost three away games and won one. We went 1-4 on the road. They desperately need to start learning how to win away. So, looking forward to this next game. You see, it's Friday night. I'll go live after the game. We'll have a good time. But yeah, my thoughts on that this game, it was perfect. If you guys say that this is your favorite game of the season, I get it. I understand it. Mine's is probably the overtime one, but this was definitely the most comfortable one. I don't have. It's like when we when you're winning by a certain amount, I'm not having as much fun unless I'm just at the game because it's like, cool, we won. I'm happy, and I'm checking out a little bit, right? But those where the Spurs grinding out and it's a good game going back and forth, and we go into overtime, we make that happen. Those make me happy. I love those. I like those edge of the seat games. Not too often though. Not too often. If we're in the playoffs, I'll be comfortable and have a good time with us blowing out every single team. But for now, I want to see some character built. Anyways, ending segment. Sacramento game was the best. Yeah, yeah, that was a good game. Ooh, that's the overtime one, right? Feeling like feeling like Sohan, y'all. Lower back tweak. See who talked today. Cam Johnson will be a nice fit with us. For sure, for sure. All right, guys. Let's see. Let's go to YouTube. Ugh. We'll be watching this when we get off live. You bester believe. Oh boy. All right, so let's see. So, told you guys I'm going live Thursday, right? There's really no reason to go over all four. We can go over the other two on Thursday night, and then we might have even more stuff to look at. Um, so let's do Castle and Mitch Johnson. Plan, did you watch The Substance? What did you think about it? I think you should follow me on Letterboxd. Go to Letterboxd. Crap, I gotta sign in. Oops. The film fan. Here we go. Yeah, follow me on Letterboxd, my man. I love that movie. I followed you on Letterboxd. It's amazing. Isn't Letterboxd great? Yeah, everybody that's on here before like we get into the press conference, I do want to shout this out. So follow me on Letterboxd. If you don't know what it is, it's basically if you really like movies, it's basically an app or website um, that you can look at reviews for movies. You can create your own lists. You can create your own watch list of stuff that you want to see. And basically, after you see a movie, you just jump on there and you give it a rating, right? Um, but yeah, you can see some of the. I put reviews, but they're super short. I don't like go into depth about much of anything, right? Or maybe I'll just tell a joke here or there. But like I just saw Wicked. I thought it was phenomenal. I couldn't really think of a reason not to give it a five, right? Like there was no reason not to give it a five. Have you seen the new Nosferatu? Yes, I did. Gave it a five. That was great. I also saw Sonic 3, and everybody says how great it is, man. I guess I'm just not a Sonic fan. I mean, I like Sonic Adventures too. Like, I enjoyed that game, but like watching that movie, Sonic is annoying. All the characters are annoying. I don't think the story is that emotionally touching, but I will say that Shadow's awesome. But he's only awesome because he's mysterious and he's played by Keanu Reeves. And then Jim Carrey is just doing whatever he wants, and I'll always enjoy that. But other than that, I just thought it was like annoying. I don't know. I didn't think Sonic was funny at all. Like the main character is the most annoying part, and he's not annoying as in a charming way, right? Like it's not like a Deadpool annoying. Like Deadpool's annoying, but he's also pretty funny, or it's well written. At least the first Deadpool is. But Sonic is just like, what are these jokes, man? Where did you get that hot topic? It's like, what? Who wrote this? Glad you like Wicked. It was surprisingly good for a person who doesn't enjoy musicals typically. Yeah, dude, I do not even like care for musicals, and I was like, whoa, this was awesome. I genuinely really loved it. Did you watch Risk Cutters yet? Not yet. I got it on my watch list though. Check out Chimera. Got the Sonic ish. That Sonic movie sucked, bro. And people praising it. I'm like, God, the bar is so low for video game adaptations. Not heard of this. All right, I'm gonna save it. Thank you, thank you. Got an old movie look. My son watched Sonic 3 last night and fell asleep. He's 15 years old. It's just like, it just wasn't that great, man. But like I said, Jim Carrey is fun. He's a lot of fun. I was laughing out loud at some of the Jim Carrey parts. Like, genuinely. It's just Sonic is annoying. Lame. This all just seems lame. New Wemby post-game video dropped. We're gonna take a look at Ron Wright and Steph Castle, and then we'll look at the Wemby one on Thursday when I go live Thursday night. I'll be back home then. But yeah, guys, follow me on Letterbox, please. Oh, and when you go to Letterbox, if you want to see my list, you go to lists, and it's Clan the Film Fan. Actually, hold on. I'll just go ahead and I'll drop it in the chat. There you go. Yeah, if you go to my list, we got amazing films who won't waste your time. We got movies that made my stomach cramp because they were so funny. And then I just created this one. I haven't added a lot to it yet, but it gets better and better each time. So these are basically just movies that like at first you might not have got it, but then the more you see it, the more you start to love it. Um, at least that was for me. Like these are movies that like at first I was like, I don't get it, but then I watched it, a few times. And I was like, oh, it's pretty awesome. Love Lies Bleeding. I like that movie. I didn't put it on this list though. But yeah, guys, check out the list. And if you haven't seen some of these movies, you should definitely watch them. Wicked made the list, by the way. 79 on here. The Beast. I don't think I've seen that. The Beast. I'm gonna be trying to watch a lot of Japanese films just to get some immersion in. Yes, that's his to the list. Yeah. Wait, have I seen a trailer to this? Well, I added it. Blue Blur Slander. What? Oh, the Sonic being the blue, but it's just so whack. I mean, like I said, I grew up playing Sonic Adventures 2. I really love that game. It's a lot of fun. But man, it's just so much about this movie I just didn't gel with. I was just like, this is just lame. And just the writing is just lazy. I'm just rolling my eyes for most of it. But like I said, Shadow's cool. Nothing I noticed, I know this is like nitpicky, maybe. I don't know. I start to nitpick when movies start to annoy me. But one thing I noticed was you mess with any 60s Japanese horror, a lot of great films in that era. I probably need to look into that. One thing that bothered me was they were showing a montage between Shadow and the girl. What's her name? Can't remember the girl's name. But they were showing a montage, and it was like, dude, you don't do a montage and show one of the characters wearing the same thing twice. So they showed like a montage of them dancing or whatever, and you assume that was on one of the days that they spent time together because they're trying to show like there's a passage of time of these two like creating a bond, and it shows that, and then it goes to another scene of them like racing in the hallways, or she has skates and he's like running so she can skate in the hallway or whatever. Like she's tied to him. And yeah, she's wearing the exact same thing. So I was like, okay, so this happened in the same day. So like what did they become close in like a week? Like what I don't know. It's like something so simple like that is just lazy. Like everyone like you don't do montages like that. Oh, Wemby, also known as the alien, the way he gracefully uses his massive length to score on opponents to the way he shoots threes, leading his team to a W to end the year, right? Did you write an article? The Mario Bros movie from 20. I actually enjoyed that one way more than the Sonic one. I thought the Mario Brothers movie was it wasn't the best writing in the world, like don't get me wrong, but at the very least, okay? At the very least, you're in Mario's world. I am not a fan of. I just think it's like I said, cheap. That's what I really think. And it's like you're spending all this money on Keanu Reeves and Idris Elba. It's like, dude, put that money to make the film better. You don't actually have to have them voicing those characters. Like, get some actual voice actors and like just put Sonic in his world. I'm not crazy about him being on Earth. I think it's weird looking. Put him in his world. Put the money towards that. I know it's cheaper not to do that. Check out Mars Express. It's good and it isn't good. A lot of attention, unfortunately. Yeah. Follow. Thanks, man. All right, let's do this. All right. All right. All right. We're literally the date of this recording. We're literally like 30 minutes from the new year. We're going to end it off listening to Steph Castle speak. All right, let's see here. Let's see what Steph has to say. So a lot of people were worried.
Coming in the second
Oop,
quarter, I mean, second.
oop. A lot of fans were worried about him not playing, right? Like he has not been getting a ton of playing time like we're accustomed to. I know I was personally worried about him being able to have a rhythm, right? But fortunately for us, the Spurs were able to play him in this game against the Clippers. He did a phenomenal job. Um, and hopefully this continues. I don't really have that many complaints, about him not playing as much as I would like him to play. Only because, yes, he is a rookie, and also he has genuinely been making some big mistakes. And the Spurs are in the process now of winning games, right? We're not in the stage of just development. And I think that part of making him sit after you have four turnovers in 8 minutes is part of development as well, right? Like and luckily for us, Steph Castle is ahead of his years anyways. So not to say he doesn't need any type of development or special attention or anything like that. It's just a matter of, hey, you're already further along than you should be, and yeah, so you're going to be totally fine, and you're going to be able to take it and not get overly not emotional. That's not the word I'm looking for, but just down on yourself, right? He has immense confidence in every game. He plays the exact same way. He's just gonna get better and better. Anyways, let's listen.
Second half, what was your mindset? Just that mentality of next man up and be ready.
Yeah, I mean, it really doesn't matter when you come in. I mean, if I didn't start the second half, I feel like I would have came in ready. But my mindset was really just, focus on our, defensive game plan on Harden, knowing I had to take that assignment from Jeremy when he went out.
Mitch was pleased with the way
You did a great job. That's a little loud in my ear.
responded from Minnesota. You take pride in that, just being able to bounce back.
Yeah, I mean, having short-term memory, whether it's a good game or a bad game, I mean, you're gonna be on guys scouting report.
James, James Vincent Dean. So you said I've been making lots of money off of Wemby. I won another $50 from on Christmas. Any big holiday, you can count on Wemby to make you money. That is absolutely true. Another thing that's absolutely true is you didn't tell me about the movie yet. Did your movie come out? If you guys don't know, James Vincent is an actor, in the chat, and he's starring in a movie, um, taking part in a movie. And yeah, I got it in my notes. I can't remember the exact title. Um, but shout that out for yourself, my boy. Is that coming soon? Hopefully it is.
So people are gonna, guard you certain ways. Sometimes it's not gonna be your night. Sometimes you're gonna play, sometimes you're not. But I mean, like you said, just staying ready is a skill you gotta have in the NBA.
Going through that rough patch in a rookie season, is that something you talked to Victor about? Obviously, he had some of his share of struggles last year too.
Violent next year, 2020. Is it just called Violent? I thought it was called something else. James, you live in LA. Yeah, and that was cool too because we actually ended up looking at James's acting reel on stream one day, and that was really good. Um, yeah, is it called Violent? Violent Ends. Okay, Violent Ends 2025. Okay, okay. Just trying to make sure you let me know.
I mean,
Sorry.
yeah,
To Vic,
you gotta have in the NBA.
going through that rough patch in a rookie season, is that something you talked to Victor about? Obviously, he had some of his share of struggles last year too.
I mean, yeah, I feel like everybody goes through it. I mean, I've talked to Vic about it plenty of times, but not only Vic, really coaches, my other teammates. I mean, everybody goes through it. So, I mean, like I said, just having short-term memory, and the good thing about the NBA is that you have multiple games to redeem yourself. So, just coming into this game with a clear mind and just playing confident.
It looked like a light went off tonight, that there was some realization, something different where you guys were just clicking like you do in practice sometimes. What do you think was the difference?
I feel like we've been connected the last couple games. I feel like on that road trip we just had, we dropped a couple games that we should have won. And Mitch said in the locker room, we feel like those scenarios kind of help us get better. And I feel like we're finally finding some defensively to help our offense.
That's really cool that he's already quoting the coach. I know that Pop, that letter that he sent out saying like he's looking forward to coming back to the sidelines and everything. I, I want to ask you guys this, and this is for YouTube people as well, okay? So I'm asking the chat while we're live and also when you see this on YouTube, okay? Do you think that this isn't like a matter of like your opinion, and it's like, do you want him to come back or not? I told you already, I don't want him to come back only because of the human aspect of it. The fan side of it, I definitely want Pop back. I just want him to be okay. Like I think the Spurs should take care of him the same way he take care of players. And when those players are injured, he's like, no, you are not going to play. And I think going through something that he just went through, I think it's the Spurs. I think the Spurs should come in and say no, no, we don't want anything wild to happen. But the question is, do you guys think he will be back, like on the sidelines, like actually back coaching on the sidelines? It would undoubtedly be a morale booster, I'll tell you that much. Like our coach fighting for us, it's time for us to fight for our coach type deal. I really do believe in that. But yeah, just that's my question. Do you think he will be back?
And offensively, finding out spacing, just everything's really coming together right now.
As a defender, do you enjoy forcing 8-second counts?
For sure, for sure. Yeah, I mean, causing really any kind of turnover. I mean, we love the live ball turnovers, but anything that can get our team an extra possession, for sure.
With the new year rolling around
That's Carolina Teague.
for 2024, it's a bit cliche, but what's the biggest lesson in basketball that you learned for 2024, and do you have any goals for 2025?
Biggest lesson that I probably learned it once I got to the NBA. Well, I wouldn't say I learned it once I got to the NBA, but I feel like I've used it more recently. Just what I said earlier, just having short-term memory. I mean, it's a tough league to be good in, so you're not always gonna have a great game. So being able to redeem yourself in a short time span has been luxury for me. And 2025, I mean, I really don't have any goals that I'm really set forward on. I just try and take it day by day, game by game, and just try and go.
I, oh, this might be controversial to say. Um, I don't know how much I like buy into New Year's resolutions. Isn't it, hasn't it been proven that like most people mess up on their New Year's resolution like the second Friday of the new year or something like that? I can't remember exactly what it is. I don't know. I think when you make goals, like if you have to have a new year to like create that goal, like it's one thing to say by the end of 2025, I want my money to kind of look like this, da. But like when you say this is my New Year's resolution, I don't know. I don't know. Seems like if you were gonna make that change, you would do it regardless of if it was a new year or not. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry. Like, because I have certain goals, but like it's my goals for 2025, but it was my goal before the start of 2025. Have your New Year's resolutions. I'm not judging. I'm sorry.
Go stack W's.
Your vantage point, watching what Victor was able to do this month, what has been working best for him, and what's something that I guess you've seen from him specifically?
I feel like he's understanding how teams are starting to guard him. They're not putting 5 men on him anymore, so getting lower catches, getting easier buckets where he doesn't have to over dribble to get to his spot. Being able to shoot over guys. I mean, I said it earlier in the year. I mean, you're not going to see anything like Victor.
True,
So
James.
just him being able to get easier buckets along with how talented he is. I feel like it's going to all come together for him, and it has been. So, I'm super excited for what the rest of the season going to look like.
All right. That was good. That was nice. Cool. I am genuinely happy that he's starting to get his minutes, right? And he's a really good player. He's a really good player. And I think undoubtedly he's going to be rookie of the year. I don't think that's something that we would even have to worry about. It's good that he didn't think or he didn't say like my New Year's resolution or whatever 2025 is to get rookie of the year. That's good. I was hoping he wouldn't say that. Um, man, Castle is so good. He really is. He just got to learn how to like he knows how to get to the basket. He knows how to maneuver around traffic. Like all that's perfect. His pacing is perfect. He has pretty high basketball IQ. I mean, pretty high, very high basketball IQ. Really good defense. He just got to learn how to hold on to the ball, getting to the rack. Because I think some of it is him not getting calls, and then some of it is maybe just because he is super strong, but maybe lacking a little bit of the strength to hold on to the ball sometimes. Um, where depending on what night it is, it's going to be a turnover or a foul just depending on whatever ref you get. Um, I don't know. If Pop does come back, I think he will be more helpful of a consultant to Mitch Johnson. That's what I was hoping for too. Like he comes back and he's more of just a consultant, or like he comes to the practices or whatnot, and he hangs around. Like that's what I'm hoping for. But I know he does want to be on the sidelines. But as far as will he, I don't think he will. Be wrong on that. I don't think he will. Do I want him to? I do as a fan. I don't as a human. And I'm gonna go human first always, just like Pop always goes human first with his players. I go human first. I don't want him to be on the court. He just drives into triple teams sometimes. Maybe that's part of it too. And just wait until the game slows down for him the way it does for players in year three. I think he actually ended up saying that the game has slowed down for him. And I think it was Wemby? I think it was a Wemby press conference, and he was like, he thought that was crazy that Castle said that the game is slowing down for him. This might have been during preseason. But yeah, it'll continue to slow down. It'll continue to slow down even more. All right. All right. Next order of business. Let's get out of here. All right. Yes, Rick. Go Spurs go indeed, my friend. All right. Let's see here. I want to take a look at Mitch Johnson. Let's take a look at Mitch Johnson. Let's go back. There we go. All right, Mitch.
Guessing you were pretty
Okay,
pleased with your team
okay.
defense.
Oh my gosh, I'm saying before, but it's already started. Before we get this video started, I want everyone to tell me YouTube. All right, it's obviously I'm talking to the chat, but also YouTube. When you see this video, what are your thoughts on Mitch Johnson? Give him a grade in the comments. What would you give him in the comments? I would give him, all things considered, a B plus. I'll give him a B plus. I'm keeping in mind that this isn't necessarily his team construction. This isn't his program or anything like that, right? Not to say he doesn't have any type of like, autonomy as far as, what he wants to do with the team, but just overall, it's not really his team, right? So I give him that leeway. And I only give him that B plus because I thought some of the lack of minutes for certain players was kind of weird. I thought uh, some of the placements at the end of games have been a little bit weird. But overall, I thought he's done a really good job. So I'm gonna give him a B plus. All right, so we got B plus, we got B. Okay, let me know what you guys think. Don't go off of my rating. This is your personal rating. If it's an A, that's totally fine. If you think it's a D, that's fine. Just probably explain that because if it's lower than a C, I probably do need some type of explanation. All right, moving on.
I thought the physicality was superb. Thought they were connected. Thought the game plan execution was sharp. And from transition to the half court, it was a very good showing.
Victor wrapped up a really strong December with another impressive performance tonight. What do you think has been working best for him this last couple of weeks?
I think he's just adjusting to what we saw early in the year. He's playing stronger, more physical, more fundamentally sound. And it's crazy how spectacular his simple is.
Is this where you expected him?
What's that? What did he
His
say?
simple is. Early in the year, he's playing stronger, more physical. Adjusting to what we saw early in the year, he's playing stronger, more physical, more fundamentally sound. And it's crazy how spectacular his simple is.
No, I don't. His simple is. So he just means like when he's not doing the or the hezzy sham gods. I don't know what he means by that. His simple is? Yeah, he said his simple is, Mike. I guess he just means his fundamentals when he doesn't do too much, which is absolutely true. I think the same thing with Wemby. It's like, bro, you don't have to do step back threes all the time. You don't have to do pull up threes all the time. Get to your spots, do your fundamentals. They cannot stop you most of the time, or they're at least going to struggle. They're going to bring some guys over. They're going to struggle. They don't want you to get around the rim. I think that's what he means. Simple equals his fundamentals. Wimby said that in his interview too. Okay. I really like this type of language though. I know that that's a weird thing to say, but like how good his simple is. Like I like little phrases like that. Not for us, or not even for journalists, but I think that it's nice for players to have those quick, snappy things that they can hold on to, and you can just say get back to your simple, and there's not any conversation on what that means. You know what that means. I just like that amongst team. I think that's really good, and good coaches do that all the time.
Is this where you expected him to sort of be at this point in year 2 of his career, though?
Was that an old school Windows computer? What was that? You guys heard that?
You know,
In year 2 of it, is this where you expected him to sort of be at this point in year 2 of his career, though?
I hate to answer it like this,
It's a
but I
Mac?
have
Oh, that's
no
Mac.
idea
Okay,
what
okay.
the
I
expectations
don't do Macs. I don't do Macs. I don't do that.
were, but he's obviously special. Yeah, his ability to digest information, retain things that we're trying to help him with, while also putting his own creativity on it and discipline is special, and he just needs to not skip steps and stay with it.
Basketball is like art, man. You learn the fundamentals, and once you have the fundamentals, you can do what you want with it. What's that called? Wait, I'm thinking of a quote. Oh gosh, I'm thinking of a quote. A real artist knows the rules so you can break them or something. Oh gosh, it's gonna bother me. I gotta look it up. I'll let Mitch talk a little bit. Hold on.
What happened with Jeremy?
I just know something with the back. Man, I haven't heard anything. I just know the back, so I have nothing else.
Look in relief of him.
I thought it was a very mature response to what happened in Minnesota. So I thought he looked great, but just
Picasso said it. Picasso said it. The idea is that true mastery in art or any creative field comes from a deep understanding of the established rules and conventions, allowing the artist to then consciously and deliberately break those rules to create something new and innovative. What's the actual quote, though? Oh, here it is. Learn the rules like a pro so you can break them like an artist. Ooh, that's nasty. Yeah, there it is. There it is. There's the quote. Learn the rules like a pro so you can break them like an artist. That's Manu Ginobili, guys. That's Manu Ginobili right there. Be Manu. Be Manu. Okay, Wemby? That's been said many different ways. Learn the rules first so you can break them. Okay. Yeah, I was like, who said it though? It was Picasso.
in general, even before that, very happy with his response to 7 minutes in a rough patch in Minnesota. Not surprised, but very pleased.
Coach, can you speak on Keldon Johnson? How you think he performed tonight?
Yeah, his energy was great. The box score reflects that. And he's done a great job of being consistent and embracing and owning his role, which has just been energy and aggressiveness and physicality off the bench.
Coach, I couldn't help.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just laughing because like so many people are like thinking like, "Oh, you're so crazy. He's going to be a star," but now everyone's like, "Oh man, it's so good that he's playing his role." Mitch Johnson really gets on to Keldon. You can tell that he does. Not like in a mean way, but like it's one of those games. What did he say? He was like, "I'm sure he had a lot of plays that he wanted back." It was like, geez. Anyways.
But notice that one of the things we saw tonight was everybody just was right out the gate with a lot of energy, a lot of purpose playing. Did you notice that? Was that the eye test thing that you talked about?
Haven't seen Mix in a while. Dude, guys, when I got to my parents' house, um, so I was bringing things in from my car inside. Obviously, the first thing I did was bring her in, and she scared the crap out of me because I couldn't find her. And we were trying to find her for like an hour because I let her out in the house, and I was like, did she get out? Ended up finding out that she actually walked, and when I was getting my stuff, I guess she was trying to follow me. But then she got scared and was in the garage for an hour. Oh, dude, I was so nervous. But she's right here. Hold on. I'm gonna disturb you for a minute. She's like literally laying right next to me. There she is. All right, you can lay back down. You can lay back down. I'm not messing with you. Yeah, I was so scared. But yeah, I brought her food out, and then she came out hesitantly. My parents have a room that's unfinished. So like there's no walls or anything. We were afraid that she got in that room somehow, but then we are like, how was she even got in there? And if she got stuck in there, that would have been bad. Nice. I thought something happened to her. No, she was fine. She was fine. But yeah, it was like a whole hour.
About
Yeah, I think we felt like we got better on the road trip. You know, if you just looked at our schedule, we were 1-3. But I think when we really dug in and peeled some layers back, we felt like we improved. And hopefully that's something we can continue to build upon.
Go into the new year with a winning record, is that something to really hang your hat on and, be proud of, considering the last 2 years?
It is, in the sense, I think that winning has to be a part of development.
I'm allergic to cats, so my daughter has one though with her mom. My mom does not want a cat at all, but I really think that she would enjoy having a cat. I think I'm gonna get my mom a cat, like for Mother's Day or something. I should just get like a kitten, put her in a basket, put it in front of the door, ring the doorbell, and run off. My mom's not gonna give that cat away. She would take care of it.
Development and progressing and getting better and wanting to get to next steps or stages as a program, but we don't judge it on the record. The records takes care of itself. Like I said, we just went 1-3, and I think it was a really good stretch of a 4-game basketball for us. Just have to continue to clean up some stuff and learn how to finish some games.
Yep, cat and run.
A little bit more solid.
When you talk about how spectacular Victor Simple can be, do you see him sort of recognizing that and sometimes choosing the simpler option for himself sometimes?
Yeah, it's a heck of a combination of a disciplined, down-to-earth young man who has a crazy creative imagination, whatever that ends up. But the more he understands and continues to embrace that, I think we'll see nights like tonight.
How often do you see him in that same capacity? It looked like he wanted to end the game in the first quarter tonight. How have you seen him be able to combine that simplicity with, I guess, that sort of kill mentality?
In his fundamentals, he catches it strong, he drives it with conviction, he pushes through that first kind of line of resistance, because every team has the same game plan.
Yes. 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 That's the only thing that bothers me, or one of the biggest things that bothers me with Wemby, is when there's a little bit of resistance and he pass up on it, or he pass out of it. Make a strong move, and if you don't get there, you don't get there. But you are our best option, easily. Go for it.
Plan, be physical, rough him up, show him crowds, whatever it is, and it's what you should do. And he's, I think, showing now that he's starting to play through that, and then also take advantage of it.
What's the biggest difference? I'm sorry to go back to the road thing, but it's the same game, obviously, but what is it that they were building on the road? There was a lot of home games prior to this last road trip. What is it that you've seen them improve upon on the road?
You just have less room for error. You know, that run on the road, when a team goes on the run I'm alluding to, looks a whole lot different than when you're at home. And I think to be able to, whether it's prevent more of those runs or prevent those runs from being bigger or longer, and then having to finish the job. And I think that's the next step for us.
Cool. I just saw a comment that said, and it went away. That's weird. Like, it was on my screen and now it went away. But you said I like cats, but dogs are best or something like that. Dogs are great. Dogs are definitely great. I don't have a dog though. I used to. All right, that was a good segment. Let me shout out my letterbox really quick because I don't do this a lot. But guys, I love the San Antonio Spurs, but I equally love films as well. So if you guys could please go follow me over at Letterboxd. It's Clan the Film Fan. And it's basically just me putting on there, reviewing some movies. I think thus far I got like 400 or so movies. Oh, it's right here. 418 films that I've rated. But I also create a couple lists here. So if you guys are interested at all, or there's some movies out there that you might not have seen that I really enjoyed and I thought were really great, you can go to my list and go to Amazing Films Who Won't Waste Your Time. So if you're just looking for something to watch, pick these at random. You probably aren't going to go wrong, right? A lot of weird stuff in here, a lot of awesome stuff in here. Just some great filmmaking overall. So if you guys are interested in that, please go follow me over at Letterbox, and I genuinely do believe that these top 10, and there's quite a few in here as well, but these top 10 right here are genuine masterpieces. And if you don't watch anything, please at least watch one of these three: Parasite, Handmaiden, or RRR. They're so freaking good. So freaking good. Um, and I love Memories of Massacre. I just don't know where you will find that. That one's really hard to find. Love that you have Parasite number one. I couldn't think. None of these films are better than Parasite. They're really great, but none of Um, I don't know. Playing what movie should I watch tonight? Parasite. I don't know. You have to give me a genre. You have to give me a genre. Give me a genre, and I'll tell you. All right. But yeah, follow me on Letterboxd, please. Clan the Film Fan. And in segment. Yeah, what genre are you thinking? I've seen Parasite. Something similar. Oh, something similar to Parasite. Oh gosh, there's not many things like Parasite. Um, it was lagging bad, wasn't it? Memories of Murder. Yeah, Memories of Murder. Have you ever seen Train to Busan? I love Train to Busan. This video is not sponsored by Letterboxd. No, it's not. I'll try that. Train to Busan. Oh yeah, dude. Train to Busan is by far the best zombie film ever created, in my opinion. I was crying like a baby by the end of it. You don't get better than this. Yeah, you don't get better than this. Awesome. Oh, Ninja Assassin is back on stream. Playing the New Year's, man. What a year. Here's to upcoming years, blessings and favor and good fortune to all my fellow Spurs bros and sis. Yeah, I guess we should do that. We're not there yet. People shooting fireworks, I can hear it. 100% agree. Best zombie movie ever. Yeah, it's so freaking good. We need a countdown. Dude, I just need a countdown. What the heck? There we go. There we go, peeps. I'll watch it. Heck yeah. Oh man, 2 minutes until midnight in Texas. I'm Central Time too, so it's all good. If you're in Japan, it's already 2025. I'm not in Japan yet. Where's your cat? I just showed you. I'm not picking her up again. She's laying down right here. I don't want to disturb her. She look comfortable. I think it's so mean when people just like pick up cats unprovoked. It's like, why are you doing that? Leave that cat alone. You know what I mean? A little bigger. There we go. Oh, okay, missed it. Yeah, she's laying right here. Ah, come on, New Year. Hurry up. Oh God, that's loud. Jeez. There it is. Literally, I just heard fireworks. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. I'm gonna start off my new year right. I'm gonna go eat something, play some video games. Same thing I would have did last year. Happy New Year to all. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to 2020. Welcome to 2025. Hope everyone has a phenomenal New Year's. I am about to go ahead and hop off. Um, like I said before, I um, I really appreciate everybody always coming through like you do. I'll be back at my normal spot by Thursday, so we can go live Thursday night, talk a little bit of sports, um, and then obviously we'll go live Friday night as well after the game. But just seems like the smart thing to do. But anyways, let me hop off. I'll give it to you guys later, man. Thanks for all the love, and yeah, Happy New Year's.